This is Kevin McMurray with TrackingSharks.com. Today we are examining 5 recent shark attacks in New York. The first incident occurred around 10 a.m. July 13th. A man was paddleboarding off Smith Point Beach when a shark grabbed his board. He punched at the shark, which left and then turned around. The man caught a wave back to shore and took his shark-bitten board to local rangers. Reports indicate he had minor wounds. Authorities who examined the board believe a sand tiger shark was responsible. Around 6 p.m. the same day, a man was wading off Seaview Beach when a shark grabbed his buttocks and hand. The man was able to walk out of the water, but due to the severity of the wounds, he was airlifted to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The next bite occurred off Jones Beach State Park, June 30th, when a man was bitten on the foot. The 57-year-old was bitten on the right foot around 10 a.m. Medics responded to the area, but not much else has been released. The third occurred off Smith Point Beach. Zachary Galou, 33, was playing a victim in chin-deep water July 3rd, awaiting rescue from his fellow lifeguards. He was treading water when something grabbed his right hand.
So I was treading water, waiting for our lifeguards to come get me, and I felt a sharp pain in my hand, and realized something was attached to it as I was pulling my hand to my chest.
Zachary Gallo says what was attached to his hand was a 5-foot shark, and he knew at that moment he had to fight off the shark with his bare hands.
Got into survival mode, and I just start hammer punching, and I connected with the animal 3 times. I felt the rubbery skin, and it was about the size of a basketball.
After he punched the shark, he says it tail whipped him in the chest, and the animal took off.
The lifeguard quickly swam back to shore, where fellow lifeguards administered first aid. He was taken to the hospital, where he received 2 stitches and given orders to stay out of the water for 10 days. He plans on getting back in the water and advises everyone to swim in the areas protected by lifeguards. The final shark bite occurred off Ocean Beach. John Mullins was also participating in lifeguard training when he was bitten on the foot.
The teeth were like inside my skin, and when I pulled my foot out, it kind of just felt like a scrape, like a rake going up my foot.
Lifeguard John Mullins talks about his encounter with a shark during a training exercise off Ocean Beach on Fire Island yesterday.
I saw pictures of the sharks that was spotted, and if that was the shark that bit me, I could have lost my foot yesterday.
He swam straight into shore from 150 yards out after realizing he'd been bitten. He was out there playing an emergency victim in the exercise. And while he's got the scars to prove that a 7 to 8 foot shark may have mistaken parts of his body for the bait fish it usually eats,
based on the report, Mullins was quite a ways away from the beach in what sounds like deeper water. The 17-year-old will get back in the water with some hesitation, which is completely understandable. Scientists attribute a cleaner, recovering environment that was plagued with pollution and overfishing. The area is seeing a resurgence in bunkerfish, which are a food source for sharks. As a side note, Mullins was most likely bitten by a sand tiger shark, not an actual tiger shark. Shark patrols have been initiated in the area using jet skis, boats, drones, and choppers. The resurgency in sea life has also brought bigger sharks offshore. Just last month, a white shark was filmed about a mile away from Townsend's Inlet.
Exciting. They say that this all happened about a mile from here, which is where we are at the opening to Townsend's Inlet. We spoke to the guys on that boat who got all of that incredible video, and they say this was a close encounter that they will never forget.
Right off the coast of Sea Isle. Look at this monster.
It was Saturday around noon. Jim Piazza was bringing his new boat in after fishing for a few hours off the coast of Sea Isle City.
I almost ran it over. My son was like pointing to it like, hey, there goes a shark. I'm like, no way. So I made a loop around and we circled it for about 10 minutes and it was just kind of swimming north towards Ocean City.
look at him.
Jim's son and his son's friend were on the boat and threw the shark a few fish. Jim's cousin Joey was also on the boat. Joey says he's fished up and down the East Coast, and this is the closest encounter he's had with a great white.
In 2017, a white shark was shown to be in the Big Apple on the Shark Week show, Sharks in the City.
Piece of technology right here. It's a baited camera trap. Really simple device. PVC, bait, a GoPro. You drop it down to the seafloor for about 3 hours, then you retrieve it and you hope it's all mangled, because that's a sign that a great white may have absolutely destroyed it. And then you watch all the footage.
Now, I know in the special you can't say exactly where, but it was a popular tourist destination that you saw a great white. So what do we tell kids? Now that we're telling them the great whites are coming, how do we stay safe?
I think instead of instilling fear in kids, we need to really tell them the truth about sharks. And sharks are incredibly important. We need to teach them that these animals can balance an entire ecosystem. And I also think that we need to tell kids that it's way more dangerous to be walking around New York City. In 2016, more New Yorkers
bit each other.
It was literally, they were 10 times more likely to bite other New Yorkers than sharks biting humans.
The shark tracking group OSearch has tracked several white sharks within 100 miles of New York, but none close to shore. Shark attack bites are still rare for the state. For comparison, 100 people drowned in the state in 2019. None were killed by sharks. Thanks for watching. A like and subscribe would be appreciated. You can follow us on social media at Tracking Sharks. Support us directly at patreon.com/trackingsharks. or give us a super tip below. Visit trackingsharks.com for more information on shark attack bites. Thanks for watching and be safe out there.